Welcome to the Treehouse of Love. We're live. Join the conversation at 512-836-0590. Now, here are Todd and Don.
707, Todd Jeffries and Don Pryor.
Yeah.
Stay with us. Coming up at 720, we're going to learn more about our new homeless czar and her success in Florida, how she reduced the homeless population there. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into what she might be doing here in Austin, Texas when it comes to managing the $63 million homeless program right here in A-Town.
Apparently she made a dent there in Orlando.
That's coming up at 7:20. But right now, every day at this time, the Daily Dossier, it's the top stories you need to know about before you get in your work truck, before you get to the cubicle. We begin with the president. He's due to arrive in Ohio and in Texas as he appeals for the national unity and healing in the wake of the mass shootings in Dayton and in El Paso. White House officials say Trump will grieve and pray with families and survivors today and discuss ways to prevent such attacks. Senator Ted Cruz, he was there last night.
Everyone in the political arena needs to just ratchet down the rhetoric. It's fine to disagree on a policy issue or a substance issue, but the hateful and inflamed rhetoric that we see on both sides of the aisle, that is not good for who we are as Texans. It's not good for who we are as Americans.
There you go, and I agree. Also in the dossier, the Texas House Speaker is apologizing to lawmakers for embarrassing and hurtful things he said in a secretly recorded conversation with a hardline conservative activist in a scandal that has rocked State House Republicans. First-term Speaker of the House, Dennis Bonnen, he sent an apology email yesterday. It doesn't address anything specific that Bonnen said. It notably avoids mentioning an alleged hit list of Republican lawmakers to target in the upcoming 2020 primary. Republicans, he just didn't want around.
Right.
And Republicans are pretty pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Also in the dossier, another public forum was held last night regarding a new homeless shelter in South Austin. And much like the recent meetings hosted by the Downtown Austin Alliance, Mayor Steve Adler, the rest of the city council, they were no-shows. The police chief showed up, though. More than 100 people gathered last night. They wanted answers to their questions about this shelter in their neighborhood. They gathered at the Woodlawn Baptist Church, and Brian Manley, the police chief, answered what he could, talking about enforcement and things like that. Results of a new survey highlight the dangers of Austin Travis County EMS staff and what they face every day. Over the past 2 years, 86% say they have been not only verbally abused, but 63% say they have been physically assaulted, with the majority of those happening in the back of an ambulance.
Wow.
Typically dealing with a drunk person or somebody that's high.
Right.
Or typically dealing with the homeless in the back of that ambulance.
Right.
Also in the dossier, another dog has died from that blue algae bloom that's in Lady Bird Lake. They say the algae can make humans sick, but it can kill pets. That is the word from city officials. Still working on that problem.
Scary stuff there.
Now you're up to date in the Daily Dossier on the front page of our website at newsradioklbj.com.
Really kind of disturbing to hear about that, about our EMS workers here in town, because, they're first of all, what they do, we got to have them. We have to have them. They do an amazing job. Sometimes it's a thankless job. The pay is not known for being great. The hours are insane. But at least it can be dangerous.
True.
Yeah.
Got that going.
Right.
So Representative Joaquin Castro, he's a Democrat from Texas.
Yep.
Taking a lot of heat in the Twitterverse, outing Trump donors in San Antonio.
Come on.
Insisting that they were not targeted or harassed. It was just a call to action. Castro's brother is a former HUD Secretary, Julian Castro, who was also the campaign chair for his brother's 2020 presidential campaign. He shared the list of 44 individuals who gave the maximum donation to President Trump's campaign, released it Monday night, insisting that their contributions are fueling a campaign of hate that labels Hispanic immigrants as invaders. No, the president has never labeled them as invaders. Never.
No.
He has never done that. If you've been told that, you've been lied to. And now you're being lied to again by Mr. Castro here.
The hell is that?
Now, this list included their names and employers, several of whom are listed as retired. Yeah, the tweet was condemned by the Trump campaign, GOP lawmakers, several members of the media, with many urging him to delete that post. Castro later doubled down. He doubled down big time, and saying he did not share the private or personal information since the post did not include addresses and phone numbers, insisting it wasn't a call to action of violence or anything like that.
What an absolute ignorant thing to do.
Well, I mean,
how misguided is that?
Let's back up a minute, because this is public record. You can go get that information online anywhere, any time of day.
Got it.
However, it feels like he did it as a way to go after these people, especially when you got the
Yes.
Maxine Waters, the Cory Bookers. You got Hollywood actors talking about wanting to attack Trump supporters and attack and punch President Trump. That call to violence. Well, he's got a call to action. You got those protesters outside Mitch McConnell's home earlier this week. We could go on and on about the harassment. His call to action is inflaming.
Yeah.
It's inflaming. And the information is available, but the way he used it was inflammatory and insightful.
It tells me that he's not qualified to be doing the job he's doing. Or I don't know. Maybe these days that's the perfect qualifications. It's hard to know anymore. But, man, what does that do to solve the issue as to why these sick people shot a bunch of innocent people? Goes a long way from. It's a long way from that. I will tell you that. It's very childish, is what it is. It's very, very childish.
It's dangerous.
And dangerous, yes.
It's information that's out there, but the
pointless.
way he used it, it could incite things. What we should do is we should mention the list because, I mean, it's out there. Bill Miller's Barbecue, big campaign donor. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking about having lunch at Bill Miller's today.
Oh, man. I could go.
We should run through the list so that they can get some increased business.
By the way, great fried chicken.
Castro thinks that it's going to hurt those businesses. He
Yeah.
wants people to not go there. But I have a feeling, just like everything else over the past year that the left has pushed, has kind of backfired on them.
Yeah.
Like the Mueller reports,
Right.
that hearing, it all backfired. This is going to backfire as well. Trump's a racist because he was, he called the Puerto Rican government corrupt. Well, he turned out to be right? That backfired. That now the people are protesting and ousting the Puerto Rican president. I mean, we could go on and on.
It's really, right now, there's a lot of exposing, and they're doing it to themselves, of all these
Desperation.
these folks that have no business doing what they're doing.
7:14 here on the Todd and Don Show.
Very
The
high.
Todd and Don Show.